Alright, this is my new preset for the Line 6 Helix. This is the floor model preset. Also works with the LT. I'll probably put out a stomp one as well, stomp version. Anyways, it's got two presets in it based off of Anastasio's Trey's 2024 and the 2024 rig using the two Mesa Boogie Mark IIIs, and then he's still using that here in 2025. And so I made it into two presets because of the way Trey's using those amps. I believe one is clean, one's a nice clean, and then one is sort of dirty. I thought it was best to put it into two different presets. Got all the same effects and stuff, but one's clean, one's dirty. Switching between presets in the live settings not as great. There's a little bit of a gap, pause in the sound there. So if you want, you could switch it to where you could make the amp kind of change the settings to try to get that dirty sound. But I did use two different amps to do it, so might be a little challenging. But the tone, I think, is really nice, like Yamaha. Clean channel. It's labeled rhythm. And then the lead channel. It's got some hair on it there, but if you play soft, it's got some really nice pick dynamics where if you play soft, you don't hear the hair as much. And then you dig in. Limb by limb. That's the lead channel. Here's the clean channel. So you get that really nice sparkling clean, right, Piper? Whoops. And then dirt. Chalk Dust Torture on that lead channel. Go to the clean there. Nice thing about this lead channel is you can kind of get some hair with your picking dynamic, and it doesn't kind of overpower it being too loud. So let's go through some of the effects in here. You got all his basic essentials. First and foremost, let's just try, like a lead channel, the tube screamer with more on it. I have it labeled TS number 2, Sweet, really creamy. That's with the lead channel. So like on the clean channel, let's see what that sounds like here. Gotta change it here. It's really creamy. It's not sort of as crunchy or crispy, not as pronounced maybe, but almost sweeter, Like the Divided Sky out was real nice on that lead, and like I also have two Aquapusses, or what is Super Puss, delays. So one's just like a subtle delay, right? Kind of hear that? And it's like nice when you have a really driven sound. Tap tempo, so it'd be like dun, 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 dun. You know, really nice. I don't have any monitoring here. I'm just going through the headphones because I'm recording in the computer. So it's tougher to catch that sort of feedback and sustain. But without having to have, you know, a monitor too loud, you can get pretty good sustain with just that, that TS2. And then I have a Ross compressor in there. Turn that on. Get a little bit more sustain. But when there's noise in the room, it really comes through. So that's a really nice sound. That's just with one tube screamer on. You can do two and get even more going. Something like that. That's enough of that divided sky, right? Like, what else? The Lizard's outro too is always a good one because you can kind of understand the tone. But if you just have, you know, like the lead and then just one tube screamer. Click on the delay. Whoops. So that tap tempo, or that delay is tap tempo as well. So if you match the rhythm, it kind of hides the repeats of the delays. It kind of blends in with the rhythm of the notes you're playing, but just adds, you know, a fullness to it. You know, that you would probably want to have clean here. Here's just the lead channel for that. Like, I love that little bit of hair there. Here's that on the clean channel. Turn on the compressor. The compressor is really nice. It kind of just compresses the notes a little bit. I've got it on very subtly, so it just adds a little bit, but it makes them so they kind of stay similar volume, even depending on your picking attacks. Like, you hear that, you know, you can get that presence of sort of the fingers hitting the string. Sorry. Okay, so yeah, run like an antelope. What else? I got the Lesley sound in here, which is nice. You know, it's on the expression pedal to where it goes from slow to fast. Really nice for like the slave. Then what is it? Yeah, D, E. you know, and then maybe when it gets a little watery. You know, this isn't stereo. The Lesley, I think, is the only stereo effect in this patch, but with the headphones on, you know, if you have 2 stereo monitors, it sounds really nice. Switch that to the lead channel, put that Lesley back on. The Lesley, we got the vibe in there, so this is the lead channel. And turning the vibe on, great for like punching the eye. You know, real nice. Let's hear it on the clean channel. You know, it's just cleaner. And then put on maybe a tube screamer, you know, to get. So that's just the less tube screamer 1, which we haven't talked too much about, but it's pretty nice, like bathtub gin. We're on the clean channel here. And you want just a little more, you know, just a little bit more. So I've got a tube screamer 1, tube screamer 2, which is less and more. And then there's also a Klon, which Trey has been using. And I think he likes this because it pushes the driven channel. It's just like a slight boost and a little bit more scooped. So it's kind of the mid-range there. And you know, no Klon. So that's on the clean channel. When you go to the dirty channel and you turn it on, it works a little bit better because it's pushing, you know, that already dirty amp. So without it, with it. It's very subtle, but without it, with it. It's just a nice little push. And kind of get more hair of the amp versus more hair of an overdrive pedal, which I think is what Trey's kind of going for. Yeah. No Klon. Klon. Just a little bit more hair. Doesn't really color your tone too much. Just adds a little more hair because it's just pushing that amp a little harder, which I really like. I use that a lot. What else we got? We got I call it puss number 2. It's what the way Trey's board is labeled. It's labeled puss 1, puss number 1, and puss number 2, which is the aqua puss or super puss. This one's more pronounced, you know. So like, you know, it's tap tempo, boom, boom. And it's kind of a subtle. And then if you crank the expression pedal all the way up, it's even more, and it kind of feeds back more. So you can really hear it in the mix, you know. So that's on the dirty channel there. Here it is on the clean channel, all the way up. I gotta reset the boom, 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 boom. It's real nice. You can kind of use it too to where if you bring it all the way down, the expression pedal all the way down, you can almost use it as a lead. You know, and crank your tube screw. It's kind of a lot, but you can kind of use it that way. I think that's pretty much most of it. I've got the boomerang in there. Oh, the whammy pedal, of course, you know. So you can. I got it set for the bend. So that's nice on the lead channel here with some, you know, TS1, maybe the Aquapus 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops, turn on the whammy. Sorry, I hit the wrong snapshot there. Back to this whammy. Here we go. Like maybe think of Hood, right? Kind of in a weird position to reach this thing, but that's a nice sound there. That's the Aquapus 1 on the lead channel with the Tube Screamer 1. So it's pushing it a little bit, you know. It's got some pretty good hair. It's got that nice, you know. But like if you were to do the number 2. Put on the vibe. Put on the Ross to give it even more. You know, and then maybe go back to the Klon. Put the Klon on, and just the Ross. And when he does the soft, you know. Real sweet. You know, something like that. That's that lead channel. You can kind of hear that hair coming in there. And then I've got snapshots set up to change the different settings of the whammy pedal. Let's see here. So if you go to 50%, you know, you kind of get, you got to turn the whammy pedal on. You got, whoops. that's just the whammy on the lead channel. But if you kick in, you know, one of those tube screamers, you can kind of get a nice crunch. Put on the big one. Pretty nice. Okay, so then you got whammy plus 12, you know, where you got the, and then plus 24. So you can do those two things. And that's really it. That's pretty much the, oh yeah, there's a reverse here. Go to here on the, click it here. What do we got? Reverse. So I've got reverse, you know, and it's tied to the tap tempo. Kind of like a first tube that he's doing in there, you know. And then I've also got another one that's reverse 50%. So it's a blend, you know. Which is kind of a nice sound. And you get some TS2 in there. Maybe the Aquapus one, Ross. Get a real big sound there. Throw the vibe on it too. So that's if you want to, you know, take up a lot of space, get a lot of frequencies out there. When it's kind of crazy, building up some tension, I'll sometimes use that. And then the last one is the tremolo, which I've got this set up uniquely so I can do this video, but normally you'll be able to access this with the snapshots here. And that is, you know, and it's tied to the pretty sweet. Tied to the expression pedal, so you can kind of bring it back down, you know. And if you have, that's the 30 channel lead channel, here's with the tube screamer on, maybe a vibe on there, Aquapus, even compressor, and you get this huge sound. That was with the whammy pedal. So yeah, man, that's the preset right there. We're 25 minutes in. If you got time to watch all this, awesome. Thanks for watching these things. Thanks for buying these presets. I put a lot of time and effort into them, and I use them out in the wild, play a lot of shows with them, tweak them to really make sure they sit in the mix well. And the way I sort of design it is to keep the Helix with no effects, the volume there, and then with amps and effects, similar volume, which I think is kind of unity gain. And some people, you know, they say that it's kind of quiet, but I have the volume knob all the way up, turned all the way up. And, you know, I think it's just the best, one of the better ways it sounds. Whoops, turn this tremolo off here. But yeah, man, that's the Anastasio24 preset. Was there anything else that I knew? Bug. that little bit of hair is so nice. Do it on the clean, and you lose that hair. So it's like, but for times you want that, right? You know, a really clean funk stuff. You enjoy myself. It's a tough one, but real clean, right? Stuff like that. Yeah, a lot you can do with this preset. Some great sounds in there. Again, thanks for buying these things. Thanks for watching these videos. Appreciate y'all. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. All right, thanks y'all. Anastasio24, Line 6 Helix preset. Be well.